All right. Thanks for tuning in to Better Late Than Never News. I'm Desiree.
I'm Shelly.
I'm Brandon.
And as always, let's get real. We're going to talk about some different topics today that might be a little shaky because the world is a little shaky right now. So we'll try to give you the best that we can on our opinion that we have. So let's start with the 600 plus people who were detained by ICE from multiple factories in Mississippi, and they are just separated from their families. Their kids didn't get picked up from school. It's a lot. People are searching for their wives. Like, it's a lot. So what do you guys have? Any opinions, or how do you guys feel about this topic? Any new facts that we might come up with?
I say it like this. I do not understand the whole immigration. Like, these people are in my mind. Yes, they may have broken the law by coming to this country illegally. I understand that.
But when it comes to building the country,
but
it's no problem.
Yes, and I feel like that. But when they come to building and growing and doing what our laws suggest, like, these are hardworking, tax-paying, like, beneficial members of society to our country. Mm-hmm. Like, they're working in food processing plants. I'm not going to work in no food processing plant. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to do it. It's not what I want to do with my life. Not that there's anything wrong with it, because it is a good job, but it's not a job I want to do. And most Americans don't want to do it to begin with. So the fact that they would go around with these people, that they had this plan for months, and like, when it happened on the tail end of mass shootings in our country. So that is a problem. I feel that people need to think about, like, I don't understand, like, how do you, I don't get it. Like, it's stupid to me. Like, why would you do that to a parent when they have children in our U.S. school system? Like, they're U.S. born citizens at this moment, like their children are. Most of them, and they are in school. Like, the fact that you would take the parent on the way on the first day of school is absolutely asinine.
I don't think they care.
And did anybody think about the children?
Nobody thought about
it.
I'm asking, did they think about these children?
No, they didn't think about
what
the
happens
kids.
next?
Who's taking care of them? So we're putting them in the foster care system. So they're being put in the system to be taken care of by other people when they were already being provided for by their actual parents.
Who are paying taxes.
Who are paying taxes.
That's true.
They're paying Social Security. Like, they're literally building and helping us. Like, these people were processing the food we all eat.
And working on the roads that we all drive.
I don't understand how we can be so upset in the nation that was raped, pillaged, murdered to acquire about someone who shouldn't be here. Like, this is stolen land. No one is illegal on stolen land at this moment. So if you don't understand how America was formed, then maybe you should just sit back and shut up at this moment. I think it's absolutely crazy that this is what we're doing in 2019. Like, there are a lot of other problems we should be dealing with, and the fact that they would take these people out of the country, out of work, disrupt their lives in this way is absolutely, like, we have enough going on. This is not what we should be dealing with.
And to put the focus on that, like, come on, America, like. But at the end of the day,
they
this is
just paid
America.
all their back to school taxes. Like, they just went back to school shopping. They all, like, what the fuck? Where are the kids going? If this was a year-long investigation, I just don't understand why there is not a plan for where these kids is going, and or send the whole fucking family back if that's the case.
But we can't do that because the children are.
If you can rack up a hospital bill to have a baby in America,
countries.
you should be an American citizen.
Well, you are. The thing is, if you're born in America, you are an American citizen. It's one of the few countries that does have that. Mm-hmm. And it's really quite amazing. And I just by happenstance, I was born here. I'm growing up here. So
you got lucky.
I got lucky. Luck of the draw. Because, I mean, if I'm supposed to be eternal and believe in the good Lord above and all that, then that means my spirit was waiting to be brought here, and I was brought into America, because I could have been born into one of the other countries that wouldn't allow me as much freedoms, and I enjoyed the freedoms we do have, but the fact that we're infringing these extra penalties upon one segment of the population is, it's stupid.
I feel like our immigration plan is so fucked up. Like, I mean, can a nigga get a green card for sending somebody to school, paying for school lunches, paying for, you know what I'm saying? Can I get a work visa for that? Like, I don't need to be a citizen, but because the citizenship is hard enough to get alone.
It is.
Let's start there.
And I'm not saying that I disagree with them coming in legally, because I do believe people should come in legally. But our immigration system is so jacked that you're never going to get into this country at this moment.
Not going to get anywhere.
And I don't believe we'll ever be what we espouse to be. Like, it literally says on the Statue of Liberty itself, bring me your huddle, your poor. Like, we literally want you to come in. So if that's who we are, and that's who we espouse to be, then that's who we need to be.
America is like a bitch that was ugly as fuck in high school. And now it's 2019. She got her surgery. She got her, you know what I'm saying, her shit done. And now she's feeling herself. And now they just don't know how to act. Like, that's how I can feel. Because it's just like, there's no laws set into place. Like, we just seen a video about she got deported. Her husband was in the military, served multiple missions, multiple trips. We definitely want to thank him for his service.
Thank you for
your service. But his wife still ended up getting deported and had to leave her 2 kids behind.
Y'all, America, y'all just...
Like, what's your opinion? Because, like, even serving in the military, you had to hold him down, hold up these kids, and get it together because he wanted to go serve his country. But at the end of the day, his country is not your country.
Maybe it's a radical idea, I'll say. I believe that if you decide to serve in the military, because literally only like 1% of our actual U.S. population serves in our military, if you choose to decide that, then you should probably get some hardcore benefits. Like, we already don't treat our veterans the way they should be treated to begin with, and the fact that we're now deporting their spouses, that just seems really dangerous because it's really dangerous. Like, the military. They done seen some shit. They done dealt with some shit that I will never, hopefully, cross fingers, have to deal with, because that's what they're for.
It's hard to sleep at.
Thank God, because somebody had to do it, and I appreciate them for going out there and doing
I feel that you should be on mixed system. Like, honestly, if a lot of these illegals wanted to serve in our military, I'm here for it. It sounds bad, but if that's the way that you did become a legal citizen,
they can't even become a legal citizen for serving in our military. Like, they do background checks for so much less. Like, all these companies who had all these people seized had to do some type of background check. There's no...
And why did no one get in trouble at getting up to companies? That's
because
how
they're
I feel.
CEOs.
Like, the fact that no one in these companies, who these people got rounded up from in Mississippi.
Yeah, wild
that none of these companies were charged, so none of the people who hired them got charged. So you can hire an illegal. The legal kids now, allegedly, I mean, they're not illegal in my mind, they're just regular people. Mm-hmm. Everyday American people. Like, honestly, like, I don't care.
Your neighbors.
Your neighbor, hi neighbor.
That's dope. Can I borrow some ketchup?
I need some sugar. I don't know. I'm just going to say it like that, and I hope that America can figure it out. I do. I don't think they can. I don't know.
Because I don't understand what all these politicians are doing on their ridiculous
I'm praying America can figure it out.
Packages that they're getting, but we're going to pray about it. Speaking of America figuring it out, I don't know if we're really going in the right direction to figure it out, because it seems like a lot of people in Times Square had a little spook, you know what I'm saying?
No, we're going to call this the Times Square Scare.
The Times Square Scare. That's reasonable.
That's what it was.
Times Square Scare 2019.
2019.
Because I feel like we've all heard a vehicle backfire and got a little like, oh, what's going on? You know what I mean? We might not have brand necessarily.
Putt, you know what I'm saying? And then that motherfucker slow as...
And then next thing you know, do I or no? We usually choose not to because we're with everybody that we know. We seem pretty safe. But in Times Square, there was a couple of backfires and people
From a motorcycle.
It was a couple of them. A strong couple. And people just went crazy. So if you guys were in the situation, do you think that you would have reacted the same, or maybe kind of figured out where it was coming from? Would you have been one of those people to try to get to the source, or would you record it? Like, what would you do in that situation or time?
That was really crazy right there. Like, that, it just shows where America is right now. Once again, to the mass weapon of destruction, which is our media, you know what I'm saying, of course. and that's what they flooding and pumping and shit like that. So that can only explain, like, damn, you mean to tell me I can't even be right? Like, you know what I'm saying, could be less fortunate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have, you know what I'm saying, some shit that start up and go. I got some shit that I gotta crank a few times to get going and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So you mean to tell me if I have a malfunction when I'm out and about, like, goddamn, like, that's gonna cause a whole hysterica? You know what I'm saying?
It needs to
Like,
chat.
I'll say it like this. I see where you're coming from with that,
This is
but
wild.
how I see
No.
it is
Out.
the country is
Gone.
so. We have a hardcore at this moment. We have hardcore PTSD in America. Like,
Yeah.
we're so ingrained that more than likely something like that is probably someone shooting up a place, because that only happens in America as one of the most developed nations, allegedly the leader of the free world. So to be here in Times Square and all of a sudden hear something backfiring in your mind, naturally you're going to think, especially if a crowd starts running.
See, no,
You know, you're
I know exactly how it
your life
happens.
is now in danger,
I know.
and somebody is shooting up the place because
Needs to
why? America has a gun problem.
See, but what
We
it
have a
was,
mass shooting problem.
true, but what that was, that was somebody that over fucking reacted. Okay,
Everybody.
Okay. No.
3,000 people overreacted. No,
Okay, but listen, I'm finna tell you why. I'm going to tell you why 3,000 people freaked out. Because that shit happened, which is completely normal. Like, you know what I'm saying? You may have a vehicle of some sort, you know what I'm saying, that's not so good at times. This shit happens.
It's
I mean, I don't,
not
maybe this shit is normal to me because I come from an environment like that. Maybe this is Times Square, so they're used to like vehicles, cabs and shit that's like, you know what I'm saying, newer style vehicles running shit like that. But what it was an overreaction. That shit happened, and it was one or a couple that was right there next to that shit that happened.
I'm out.
And
I don't care who
they
car
started
backfired.
it, and then that little circle right
Don't
there
care.
started it, and that
Gone.
caused the whole thing. It was one person or a couple that started that whole reaction. I promise you. If somebody would have if it happened, and then if that couple, whoever started running, I don't know, person, whoever the fuck it was, if they just would have looked like, oh damn, they having a backfire.
Nah,
That shit wouldn't have happened.
we out.
That shit wouldn't have happened like
It
that.
may not happen.
I'm
not
telling you.
gonna say
One person do that shit, and then you gonna cause a ruckus. Like, it's just, and there's, you know, there's some black folks in there. There's all type of racists in there. Nigga, I'm gone.
Everybody
I seen
was
the
out.
video.
They're not
Everybody
gonna
was
do it.
gone.
I'm not gonna say that. No, that would be a normal reaction. I would expect that, but due to the fact that in our news media and constantly, and honestly, like
The mass weapon of
the
destruction.
mass gunning down of people in America. Like, we have had 250 shootings in America. Mass shootings. That doesn't count regular shootings, just mass shootings. So people naturally will react extra because of that, because they now believe that their lives are in danger. Like, there is nowhere safe. Like, Walmart's not safe, concerts aren't safe, festivals aren't safe, schools aren't safe, churches aren't safe. Like, the places you would believe should be safe, parks aren't safe. Like, nothing is safe. So people now have a reaction of America. Like, we are now on Amnesty International as there's a travel advisory against the U.S. of A. And the fact that people aren't understanding, like, that's a problem. Like, America was always one place that you would want to go and visit. Like, people will left their country to visit us and spend money. Like, Times Square was filled with a bunch of, like, Times Square wasn't filled with Americans running. Like, yeah, there were Americans there, but there were people from outside the country who come to visit Times Square because Times Square is literally the center of the world.
Times Square. Excellent
So
place.
everyone comes there. So the fact that they all went there and they all had the same reaction, like 3,000 plus people, like, yes, that first couple may have overreacted, but why did everyone else overreact? Because America has a problem with guns, and until America gets their shit together, that's gonna keep happening. Like, that is a problem. Like, literally, that is. You are watching on the screen a whole entire country have PTSD to gun violence. Like, there's nowhere safe anymore. Like, that is going to happen every time someone hears something. A pump, it could be a crack of thunder, a car crash. People are gonna react like there's gunshots being fired, and that's a problem. Like that is, we need to fix our laws, and or something needs to be done because the fact that we would have this even happen, that we can even be talking about the fact that 3,000 plus people panicked in Times Square is absolutely nuts to me. That's all I'm saying. And I do understand, like, yes, cars do backfire. We shouldn't overreact to that at all. But if I was in that situation and I heard a car backfire or heard a car backfire but didn't see his car backfire, I'm out. I'm running. Why? Because I know America very well, and America has a problem with guns, and I'm out. I'm not going down this way. Sorry, I'm running.
It's not
and I live
a
here.
bomb. You don't know.
I'm out. I'm gone. A bomb would have been quicker. Boom, done. No, gunshots are out. I don't. Who's shooting and where they shooting from? And I'm in New York. There's buildings up there. No, I watched the gunman gun down people in the concert in freaking Vegas. I'm good. I'm gone.
That nigga got a sniper
I'm out.
somewhere.
I'm done. I'm not doing that.
It's crazy.
That's just me.
But we definitely need to fix this shit, though.
But we need some.
We definitely need to fix this shit because this is, you know what I mean? There's too many
nuts.
Innocent that's being gone for nothing because that's some crazy stuff. So we definitely need to fix that.
Well, speaking of crazy stuff, I guess I can't say white people mad today. It's more of a white people tripping.
It's a white people tripping.
Because the story about this man who it was a violent attack against.
It was a violent attack
against a gentleman who.
No, a child.
A child
who decided to not take his hat off for the national anthem. He wasn't kneeling. He didn't have it's not the fact that he didn't, you know what I'm saying, the right hand over the, it's not, he didn't do none of that. He just did not take his hat off.
He didn't take his hat off.
Allegedly, the man confronted the child and asked him to take his hat off. Allegedly, the child cussed at him. The man then proceeded to pick this child up and drop him.
No, not drop. He slammed him on his head.
I'm trying to be nice about it.
No,
you're not gonna be nice about anything. We giving these people the wrong
and slammed him. Okay, he slammed him.
He slammed
him.
No.
He slammed him.
I'll say it like this.
The pictures and shit, his whole back of his head, it was fucked up.
Okay, I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna say it just like this, because I need people to understand. If I don't have children, but if you take my child and you pick them up and slam them on their head, I promise you, I'm going to jail. Because you gonna die.
Shit.
What you not gonna do is put hands on mine, because that's absolutely insane.
I don't even think I'm going to jail. I might be going out like Latifah and set it off, because
it's going down.
For them to try to detain me,
let's go down. I'm gonna murder somebody, because I think that's absolutely insane. Like there's no disrespect. Like, even if this kid was standing, saying what, like, that has nothing to do with you. If you choose to stand for the
that's like, okay, if that's somebody in your family and
then you can chastise,
you know what I'm saying. But for this strange child that has nothing to do with you,
I'm all for the national anthem. I'm all for it.
We had to do it for most of our life.
But I mean, I stand personally.
I don't think it was any charges. I think
this kid may have been standing, but he just want to take off his hat. Like, you literally don't have to take your hat off.
You don't have to. There's nowhere.
And no
rules.
Like, this kid wasn't causing the scene by him not taking off his hat. And the fact that you
I'm still with Cap. I'm kneeling on all this shit because of fuck that. What America is representing right now.
Don't touch
fuck
me.
no.
And I mean, I want to take my hat off because all the things we've already talked about, the fact that we can't even go out anywhere without getting worried about being shot in America. Do I want to take my hat off?
That's reasonable.
Praise the national anthem? No, because it's not standing up for nothing it says. Other than the fact that it says there's a whole back half of the second paragraph which is racist as hell and all about slavery. But you know, it is what it is. I'm not standing. I'm not taking my hat off. And if you touch me,
it's going down.
It's going down. I'm going to jail.
It's going down. I'm going Latifah, goddamn.
I'm going to be locked up for a long time. Because that's stupid. The fact that this child was slammed, had a fractured skull. Like, he could have snapped this boy's spine. This boy he might have lived him in paralyzed for the rest of his life.
Wow.
He's lucky.
Do you think we're coming up on like an epidemic of white men taking situations into
Yes,
their own
because of
hands
Donald Jackass Trump.
and just going kind of crazy with it.
Yes.
Like some things, it's not your business, sir.
Because of Donald
Leave
Jackass
it alone.
Trump,
It's not your business.
He has pulled that ugly Band-Aid of racism that was
He
born
felt
and
it
bred
back.
into this country from the beginning of
They
its
loving this
inception.
shit now.
And they love
And
it.
they getting
He
good
is
ass tax
giving
cuts.
them-
Oh yeah, they
he
all
is
for it
giving them
now.
all the copper, all the ammunition, all the fillings that they need. Like he is literally pumping it into their veins, and they are just taking it in. And it's like it's the new freaking heroin meth type situation in my mind. It is a new drug epidemic of literally ingesting
That's
this
true.
much hatred and just espousing it. Like the fact that you can be that mad about people all day, every day. Like I mean, I have a lot going on in my
'Cause
life
the nigga don't
to be
eat
mad
breakfast.
about.
Anybody
I don't
like
have
this
time to
guy?
hate a whole entire group of people based on the color of their skin. That is way too much work.
It's too
That
much
is
time
way
out
too
of
much
my
hate.
life. Like
I don't get
how
why
much
people
life
do
are
that.
you enjoying if you're so worried about hating the next person? Like you're not getting anything out of
And
life.
because we
Nothing
pump this
at
much
all.
hate, we now have children get slammed because Donald Trump, you said you should respect the national anthem. Like it's all connected. Like you
It's
can't,
all connected.
You can't pull pieces apart
It's all
without
connected.
understanding and weaving it all together because it's all
To this
connected to one.
to this
And he
bigotry that they are
And
promoting.
it's not even him, and I'll say it like this: it's not even just him who. He didn't, and he wasn't the beginning of it.
He
Like,
wasn't
it's
the
been
beginning of
going-
it, but
it's
he's
been around.
carrying the flag
He
for this motherfucker
he
right
carries
now.
the flag. He
I
lifts the
think it's
torch,
safe to
and
say that.
He
He
has
torch.
allowed them to take the sheets off and now walk around in public and feel free to do as they feel. Like, because that's what like, I'm gonna blame this white
That's
man
all
on
it is.
all his love of Donald. So if he loves Donald, he has to love everything about this man, and that is literally what he felt that this child was disrespecting
Was
America
that
and
disrespectful?
slammed him. And
So
I
who are
just,
you to punish somebody else's
You're
child?
not-
There's so many different topics
so many
in that
different
one
ways to do
story
that.
alone. It's just crazy.
It's just crazy because it intersects it all. It brings it all together. It brings it all around. It makes sense that our country is a little nuts, and I'm praying for us, and I hope we do better. I want us to do
And
better.
he's starting.
I know
he
we can
really
do better.
starting to fucking separate this. This shit is really starting to get separated. Once again, like we was doing okay. I'm not gonna say good, but we was doing okay and shit like that. And there are some good, you know what I'm saying, white people that's out there in the world. There are good white
We're
people.
not saying all
But
white people.
we're not saying that. But
But-
what he's doing, he fucking this shit up, and he really separating this shit. And now it's like we just, it's like, okay, you on this side, we on this side, good, bad, or like you on that side. Like
the
it's
north
fucked up.
versus the south versus the east versus the
fucked up,
west.
man.
Jesus,
You
it's
know,
really gonna be divide and conquer. Talk about Midwest. That borderline is gonna be that borderline.
Woo, 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 woo.
Cause whew, you right. So I guess let's say last but not least, we're gonna do just something different and try this
you know,
out.
we like to try different stuff.
We like to try different things, so see how it works. But the last one is gonna be what you thinking about. So anything that we just want to just leave out there on the table, anything that we've had on our spirit all week. Maybe people just need to know this. Maybe this is something that you just want to get out there to the world. Let's start the show.
Okay, I'll say it like this. At this time and in 2019, if you are not paying attention to what's going on in the news, in the world, or anything, then I hope and pray for you, because I need you all to understand that the world is changing and our country is changing in a very negative way, and it can go a very good way. And I need us to all get up, get out, and vote. Because these problems that we are currently dealing with can all be solved with a lot of voting. Absolutely. We can curb all this white nationalism. We can curb all these shootings. Like, we can have laws that stops all these problems and helps us as a better society. And I believe that America is a shining city on a hill, a beacon of hope. And I believe that we can get to that place. But at this moment in 2019, we are not there,
Not there.
and I need us to get there.
Not
So
there.
the only way we are going to get there, people, is if we get up, get out, vote. I'm sorry.
That's
Well,
reasonable. That's
that's
reasonable.
very
That's,
reasonable.
that's my statement.
That's a reasonable statement.
I hate to follow that act. But I mean, final thoughts, you know what I'm saying? My shit is completely different. But
Anything. Go ahead to go for it.
you know, it's just a real pet peeve, man. I gotta put this out there to the universe because we gotta get this shit right, man. And it's just some basic etiquette shit, man. Like holding the door for folks, man. Like if I hold the door for you and motherfucker, you walk through that shit, motherfucker, and you don't say thank you.
In itself.
That shit really motherfucking bothers me because one, motherfucker, I don't have to hold the door for you. Secondly, miss, I don't have to hold the door for you. That's just me being a gentleman. And mainly, it's all type of motherfuckers, but it's mainly like older white motherfuckers. I'm just saying, I just throw it out there. It's just mainly old, and then and they just walk through there all snobby and shit. And I always look at them and say, "You welcome," all in the back of their motherfucking neck. Y'all need to start saying motherfucking thank you for when anybody, if anybody holds the door for you and you walk, just say thank you. It's just common courtesy. That's all. That's just my final.
Courteousness.
I just learned that if you hold the door for somebody, you gotta walk through that bitch first and then let them catch the back half.
Oh, always.
So if they don't say thank you, you just drop that. Go about your fucking day.
Nice.
I learned that after a while because I got tired of that shit too.
Nice.
And it's getting ridiculous.
Nice.
That's hilarious.
But my final thought for today would probably have to deal with traffic. Let's just respect our other drivers. If you're good at multitasking, then that's cool. But
There
don't
should be no multitasking.
There shouldn't be.
It shouldn't
any
be, period.
But
too many lives has been lost.
don't be at the front of the red light doing some bullshit. We don't have to do it. We don't need it. It's a lot going on. There's construction. It's school zones. It's school season. Kids is going back to school. So please just keep your eyes on the road
And we need to figure out what the fuck we gonna do about the 10, because if y'all don't know by now, like that shit is completely shut down.
Arizona folks.
For fucking
Citizens.
until like a whole month. So
October 30th.
Find your best route on the streets because eventually they're gonna catch on to that shit too.
You better leave an hour early. They're trying to get y'all caught up.
Definitely leave an hour and a half, you know what I'm saying? Because they're trying to get motherfuckers caught the fuck up. So, you know, yeah, traffic.
Definitely
Definitely.
With that being said, this has been News Better Late Than Never.
Bringing it to you live.
I'm Desiree.
I'm Shelly.
I'm Brandon.
We definitely want to thank you for tuning in and please subscribe below.
Please and thank you.
Peace, guys.